Today's Daily Dose of Math is part 2 in a series of videos about this periodic function question. In part 1, we talked about how we can answer questions about a periodic function by drawing our graph, but just drawing it bigger, so that it shows larger and larger x values and allows us to answer questions. With the original graph, we can easily answer questions A and B, but the x values in C, D, E, and F are too large for us to see the answers. But by drawing the graph bigger, I can answer questions C and D. E and F still don't fit on this one. But by drawing the graph even bigger, I can even answer questions E and F. This takes a while though. It's a valid way of answering the question. And the graph you draw ends up being part of your answer, so that person who's correcting you can see how you got your answers. But there has to be a quicker way. And this periodic function is a bit of an easy one, so it's a good example to illustrate an easier way of answering the question. I can see that what happens when x equals 1 is the same as when x equals 6 or when x equals 11. Basically, any multiple of 5 plus 1 is going to have the same y value as x equals 1 has. I can use this concept to answer these questions. For C, for instance, x equals 62. Well, x equals 62 is going to have the same y value as x equals 2. And I can see that the y value when x equals 2 is 2, and I can answer my question. To answer D, x is equal to 71 and 72. These are going to be the same y values as when x is equal to 1 and 2. I can see that between x equals 1 and x equals 2, my periodic function is decreasing, and I can answer my question. Even with very, very large x values, like in questions E and F, I can do the same thing. For E, what is the value of y when x equals 133? It's going to be the same as the value of y when x equals 3. When x equals 3, the value of y is 2. I'm able to answer the question. For F, is the function increasing or decreasing between x equals 148 and x equals 149? It's going to be the same as between x equals 8 and x equals 9. Between x equals 8 and x equals 9, my function is decreasing. So that means between x equals 148 and x equals 149, it should be decreasing, and I can answer the question. This is a much quicker way of answering the question than drawing a bigger graph. The only thing you have to be aware of is I did an awful lot of that work in my head. I have to explain what I'm doing if I'm answering this question on a test. So I have to find a way of explaining all of that to the teacher if I want to get full marks. That is today's Daily Dose of Math. Please like, subscribe, and share.